Many companies died on the altar that is the MMO attempt. The problem is you just need so much content made when it releases because people will know life it. They will play it 24/7 for an entire month. And if you cannot fill that month for them and then have more content by the end of that month, they will call your game which means you have to put an insane budget into it. You have to put so much time and effort. You can't just make a thing that works for X number of hours and ship it and be like, okay, we're good. Like it never stops, you know? So it's just really, it's really tough. So having Throne and Liberty became a grind for skills. That's why I didn't continue playing it. A lot of my friends were playing it. And like Buddha had a guild and I was like kind of tempted, but I was watching friends play and they were just grinding for skills and that was it. And I said, I just don't want to do that because there's so many like cool indie games on my back burner that I could open and be like, oh yeah, there's a really good card game that I never got through. Let me get through that, right? Like why would I sit there and grind in an MMO when that stuff's available? Which is another reason that I think MMOs have a hard time right now is because there's competition for people's time in general. There's so many games competing for everyone's time. Everyone has a backlog of really good games. So if you make an MMO and you just have to grind in it, people are going to sit there, think to themselves, I'm grinding, but I could be opening Pocopia right now, right? And then they're just going to go and open that. And that's it. They're going to be like, I could just make my village cute. And the thought's going to pop up in the back of their mind while they're playing. I think 14 had the right idea where they made it play kind of like a single player game, but with raids in it. The same way WoW could with questing. But then they added dailies. You have your daily roulettes, right? You can log in, do some daily roulettes, which just throws you into the most fun stuff like dungeons, raids, whatever. And you do it. And once you do one of those daily, you've cleared it, you get your big amount of money and experience for it. And if you want to do it again, it's way lessened. So they encourage you to play a certain amount of time each day, but you don't get returns for playing 24/7 that much, unless you want to level every class, right? 14 had the sauce. They specifically made it work for people that can play a little every day. And then if you want to go hardcore, that's a different tier and that's available. You don't have to. And that separation of people who are there for different things, I think was really important. And a lot of MMOs, I think, get that wrong. You feel like you have to go hard. And then when you go hard, it's just a grind, you know? And then they focused on a lot of the extra stuff. I'm going to be honest, they focused on the girls. I think this is the really huge part. They focused on the girls. They said, there's a lot of girls that play this game and a lot of them are like, I want cute things for my house. So they said, okay, we're going to add a lot more to the building. I remember the building at the beginning was like not really much. And then they said, all right, let's add a lot of cosmetics and things to that. Let's add a lot of extra fun stuff that's just outfit related, whatever. And that's it. They were just like, let's focus on, okay, crafting and gathering. Let's make that like really robust too. They focus on people that were just more casual as well. It's not just the girls, but people that are like, yeah, I just want to do fishing. I like collecting. I really want to do collecting rather than combat. And they said, okay, let's make gatherers and crafters and stuff and make that really robust. And there you go. And they even added dailies to things like that, or like leaves, you know, you can like show up and give this one guy 3 of this fish each day and it gives you extra whatever, right? So doing a lot of this stuff, they specifically catered to people that wanted to play casually, but they didn't sacrifice the hardcore players either. And that was that's the reason why it's done well. But that's a lot of time and money spent. You have to be a big studio and you have to have a lot of money to pay a lot of developers to do that, which is why no one's really come back out and done that, I think. WoW is only just doing housing, you know, like retail WoW is only just doing housing. And I'm like, this is why you have like no player base of like casuals, you know? You don't really have a lot of casual WoW players. You have some, but it's just the role players for the most part, right? But then when you add stuff like that, like they need stuff to do. It's really good housing. It is. It's really great. And I'm glad they're doing it. And I hope it kind of works. WoW's expansions just include shit from other MMOs each time. Yeah, but if it's good, they should do it. I don't think they should do that thing where they go, this other MMO did it, so we shouldn't. Let's try to come up with something unique. When like 3 other MMOs did it and it works. I get what you're saying. I know you're not trying to like necessarily shit on them or anything, but yeah. I think that's the right move with any company. Literally any company. Let's say you make knives and you look over and all 3 other competitors are also making knives, but they're like, we have cool monogrammed handles. And people are like, I love the monogrammed handles. Well, you better start adding monogrammed handles to your knives. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it should be. It doesn't mean you have to copy everything, but when one thing is really sought after and you can make your own version of it, you can make it look your own way, whatever, then yeah, you should do it, right? But what else could they even add to MMOs that's unique? Honestly, what could they possibly add? All the innovation has happened. The only thing that could happen is people could make entirely new MMOs with different combat types, different gameplay styles overall. But when you have an existing MMO and you're like, I need to add something, I mean, That's just tough. I want an MMO that's just economics. It's just like, play it like one of those games that you farm in. Play it like Stardew, let's say, right? There's some sort of big town that everyone goes to. You make products, you specialize in doing some sort of thing. Maybe you're ranching, maybe you're farming, maybe you're mining, whatever it is. And you do that thing. And then you got a market going. Eve is like that? Yeah, well, oh, big surprise for anyone who's not normally here all the time. I was an Eve Online player. So yes, I want Eve Online again, but I want it in not space. I love space. Don't get me wrong. I crave Eve all the time. I need to not go back to it though. I will lose my life to it. Yeah, Eve Online, but for turnips. Exactly. I want Eve Online, but for turnips. Wasn't that Palia? Yeah, but a good one. Palia wasn't that good. It was okay. It wasn't bad, and I didn't dislike it. But it lacked because it didn't have a lot of budget to give it much content. It just didn't have much content at all. I want people going out there and playing FF14, gathering and crafting and farming and all this okay? Exploration, no combat, because I want a game for the girlies, okay? I think a lot of people get into it. Look at how many dudes are into Eve. But like, that's what I'm talking about when I say Eve, but with turnips. That's what I really want. Yeah, Eve with no combat, not in space. It's cute, everything. It looks like Pocopia, okay? Yeah, stock market with turnips. Dude, my God, I want that. Sounds like you just want to run a turnip company. I do. I mean, that's all I want. I just want to run a turnip company. That's what I want, and I want you to have to spec into something specific. You're like, the cheese market's going crazy. We need milk producers. I'm gonna be a rancher. F my farm. Tear it all down. I'm opening a ranch. You know, I want that. We're not doing turnips anymore. I need a ranch. I'm gonna have cows. Or maybe you're like, goat milk. Goat milk is the new hotness. We need goat milk. Dude, we need it.